the Bahamas tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Megan Shepard. It's so great to have you with us. Topping news, the nationwide verification process for civil servants is winding down in the country. With only 2 more days left, officials are urging those who are required to verify to do so at the various centers. Tonight, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance is giving an update on the process and what will happen should you fail to verify. Shashina Roll reports.
By the end of the month, hundreds of civil servants would have completed the government's employee verification process. Deputy Prime Minister K.P. Turnquest says so far there has been no major hiccups. Turnquest notes that this process is being done in an effort to identify all legitimate workers in the civil service, ensure that they improve public sector efficiency, and maximize the government's resource.
Both here and in Nassau, the process has been going very smoothly. Initially we had a few hiccups as people had to be reminded of the types of identifications that were acceptable. And there's various reasons for requiring photo IDs and IDs with your birth date on it, for instance, because they prove identity. And so we had a little bit of challenge at the beginning, but since then the process has been going very smooth. And we're very happy with where we are at this point.
All public officers in the Bahamas and those living overseas, as well as senators and members of parliament, are required to participate in the process. However, he says there may be some exceptions if it is due to certain extenuating circumstances. But if you do not verify by the end of September, here's what can happen.
In those cases, they will be flagged. We will identify those individuals, and we will, through the various departments that they are attached to, determine where they are and seek to get them verified. As you know, this process is not only being done here in the Bahamas, but it's also being done at overseas missions. And so it may be a circumstance, if they're away for a longer period of time, that we have them go into a mission somewhere and do it there.
There are those who believe that human resources from the various governmental department agencies should oversee such a process without the civil servants having to verify themselves.
The Department of Public Service is very much involved in this entire exercise. So this is just a routine verification exercise. It is not new. They do this every 5 years or so. Again, just to make sure that the payroll lines up with those persons that are actually engaged by the civil service, and we identify where they are so that we can properly allocate resources as we need them. Particularly in this time when we have, as you know, very challenging financial situations.
But he contends that this process will be as painless and as easy as possible.
It is purely an administrative thing. It's not meant to disadvantage anybody or to subject anybody to any unusual or punitive measures. This is simply a verification exercise to ensure that our payroll registers reflects live, active employees engaged in the civil service.
But if you don't,
and if you do not verify, then your salary will be flagged, and we will hold it until such time as you do verify.
Shashina Roll, ZNS Network News.
Now, the employees of the Customs Department, Ministry of Education, Immigration Department, and the Police Department should verify at the Office of the Prime Minister in the Harold de Gregory Complex. All other departments are being asked to register at the Public Treasury. Also, 52-week workers, members of the Board of Education, and quasi-government agencies do not have to be verified. To successfully verify, you should have your passport, driver's license, or you can use your voter's card in conjunction with the NIB card. Having your employee ID number will help in speeding up the verification process. Big plans on the drawing board for the University of the Bahamas North. The Northern Campus is looking to continue its legacy of excellence through expansion. Tonight, the new Vice President is sharing his vision for the campus, which is located in East Grand Bahama. Vice President of UB North, Dr. Ian Strawn, looking forward to great advancements at the campus. One of the main goals for the campus leader is enhancing campus life for students. One staple is the experience of living in dorms. Dr. Strawn says although the new residence hall has experienced some delays, he is pleased with the progress thus far.
We see it as an opportunity to make the campus more attractive to Family Island students whose parents would not prefer them to be in New Providence, but also to open up the campus to international students. So we're looking to further internationalize UB North, as well as we are looking forward to the dimension that a residence hall adds to campus life.
They hope to have the first group of students within the residence hall for the spring 2018 semester. Dr. Strawn says that the university is also interested in expanding its offerings to the business and working community through continued education courses. He notes the importance of lifelong learning and professional upgrading.
They have employees currently who need training and upgrading, and we see that the area of continuing education and lifelong learning as one that we really want to place more emphasis on, to make sure that we partner with the marketplace, partner with existing business and enterprise, so that we can have mutual benefit in terms of making sure that employees have the opportunities they want for advancement within their fields, and that we are meeting the needs of our private partners and public-private partners.
Dr. Strawn says that he is also looking forward to partnering with the business community in another capacity.
We know that there are services and goods that the students and staff and faculty here need, but there are also surrounding communities here that have those same needs. And so we feel that there's an opportunity for a real win-win for investors and the university to partner to create a space. One thing I'm very interested in is seeing a commercial commercial center built within the next year or two that could provide services that not only the students and staff need, but the wider community. So that's something that people should look out for. A request for proposals should come out hopefully before the end of this year.
In news from Bimini, residents and leaders of the business community are breathing a sigh of relief as a lending institution is now back in operation on that northern island. Our Italia Hall has the story.
After expressing outrage about the closure of the Royal Bank of Canada several weeks ago, Biminites are now celebrating the opening of the Bank of the Bahamas. The lending facility now occupies the same building in Alice Town. Brad, Michael, and Fabian Stewart say having the Bank of the Bahamas on the island makes their lives a bit easier.
It's hugely important to have a bank here in Bimini. Bimini is a growing tourist destination. It's one of the few bright spots in the Bahamas. I operate the rentals at Bimini Sands. That's a Bahamian resort here in South Bimini. Without a place to keep our money, without a place for employees to cash checks, deposit checks, business cannot just happen. For me personally, the timing is perfect as Bimini still has a lot of cash business going on. We can't afford to keep cash on hand, otherwise crime would just escalate hand in hand. So it's huge to have a bank here, and whoever's responsible for getting the bank here, congrats.
I like to go to Freeport to do something, but I have to do that no more since they're here. So I can use my debit card and, like that. But it's good for me.
Resident Anastasia Cooper says her only disappointment is the fact that she could not receive cash.
Actually, I work in Cat Key and I'm part-time, but coming here today, I had checks that I just had to deposit and I couldn't get any cash, so I felt quite bad.
While grateful, Mark Roll and Mark Davis say they believe that there should be more than one banking institution on that northern island.
But this big island that's growing very large, it should be another bank. Nova Scotia or Royal Bank should never leave, really.
Oh, I think it's crazy, especially with the resort being here, because it's like 2,500 people at the resort staying and living, so I feel it should be more than one bank here, at least.
This resident disagrees and believes that one is just enough.
This is a small island, so you could understand it, and a lot of the people that live here own majority of the properties.
Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
In other news, traffic police are investigating an accident that occurred at the intersection of East Mall Drive and Settlers Way, involving a gray 2005 Dodge Durango and a gray 2003 Jeep Liberty. The mishap occurred around 11 o'clock this morning. Both vehicles sustained extensive damage, and both drivers were taken to the Ram Memorial Hospital by ambulance with non-life-threatening injuries. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.